All right, guys, this is Norfolk Central coming back at you with another YouTube video, and I really appreciate all the love and support so far. I did some commitment videos for Ricky Knight and also Diddy Holmes. My Diddy Holmes file actually got corrupted, so it was basically 4 minutes and 30 seconds of just a black screen, no talking, no video, no nothing. So I had to delete it. I do apologize about the inconvenience with that, but hopefully we can kind of get that situation corrected on my end, technology-wise. But let's go ahead and get straight into the video today. So Jonathan Daniels has not announced his decision just yet. He has been a Florida State target for quite some time, and now Alex Atkins has not gotten a offensive line commit so far in this class. Now that's kind of unusual considering how many offensive linemen Alex Atkins has gotten in the last couple of cycles. This is kind of a weaker tackle cycle, so kind of bear with Florida State as we go through this process together. And Jonathan Daniels is a guy from Pine Forest High School in Pensacola, Florida. And he is one of those guys that some view as an offensive tackle and some view as an interior offensive lineman. Some sites, such as 247, has him as a 3-star. Some of the other outlets have him as a 4-star. And then, ironically enough, On 3 has him as the number 1 tackle, 5-star prospect, very, very highly coveted. I personally think he's going to be a 4-star. And I also think that some people are kind of debating between tackle or interior offensive lineman. He's only played tackle at his high school, so he is used to that, and you kind of look at guys that we've signed in the past with the tackle. You can't just move everybody to guard at that point. I know a lot of people are talking about Rob Scott potentially moving to offensive guard, but that's been 2 or 3 years now at this point, and he's still at tackle. So I really think you kind of go for the familiarity at that point, and I think he is a solid tackle at that point, 6'4", 285 pounds. I think he can be able to do some sizable things with the tackle rotation. You got guys like Lucas Simmons and Julian Armilla that's going to be probably going to be your future at tackle, but you never know. Jonathan Daniels could compete at a high level, and I think that could really be something special for Florida State if you were to choose us. And everybody kind of talks about Charles Lester with being kind of the worst kept secret in Florida State recruiting. We all know he's going to go there. Everybody's still kind of worried about Colorado on that end, but it's kind of an ongoing joke with that. But Jonathan Daniels has 5 predictions, crystal balls to Florida State at this point, and I think he has really, really liked what Alex Atkins brings to the table. He did actually official visit Kentucky, LSU, Georgia, and also Florida State at that point in the month of June. And now that it's a dead period, I think he's kind of resettling his thoughts at that point. He hasn't really put a date out there yet. Some people may suggest that maybe it's a July 4th, and Florida State's going to get some more fireworks in July. We'll kind of see how that plays out. But just overall, I think Jonathan Daniels is definitely a guy they're going to go after. That's basically their number 1 target at this point, because the fact of, Jason Zandamela, an interior offensive lineman, 4-star out of Clearwater High School, ultimately chose USC after his first weekend that he was visiting there. Same thing with T as well, actually from the California area. I was kind of surprised that Florida State was involved as much as they were with him at that point, because he had had so many Pac-12 schools and he's from California. There was a lot of connections going there, but Derek Ray kind of kept the connection going. I thought maybe it could have been able to generate some momentum there, but unfortunately USC was able to get that first impression and committing. So it's kind of unbelievable with both of those guys, because they were coming in for the 23rd for the weekend that Florida State was going to have. It was going to be massive. Jonathan Daniels was also going to be officially visiting, and he actually did officially visit. So Florida State was able to get him in. And, Ty Hilton is also another 3-star prospect at the tackle position they really like. If you're able to get both of those guys in, I think that could be really special. But I definitely would watch out for Daniels, because I think that, we talked about it before with the Hayes Fawcett edit comment that he had, where he had posted a thing from 2016 about if anybody wanted to hit him up about a commitment edit or a top schools list, he would be able to get that. And next thing you know, Jonathan Daniels is like, hey, man, you got to hit me up. We're about to start doing this for Florida State. Hopefully that's what he meant. So we'll definitely see how everything plays out. But I definitely thought Georgia was in a decent spot, and I thought they made a good impression for Jonathan Daniels. But that last visit with Florida State there, with getting Alex Atkins and kind of developing that relationship with him, I think that was very, very important going there. And I don't think Florida State needs a ton of offensive linemen in this cycle, maybe 2 to 3 at most. I just don't think you need to overhaul the room. You do have some guys in there that may transfer out, or there is a couple of guys there, like a Bless Harris, who I think is going to be able to come in there, and Demetri Emmanuel, that are going to be 2 starters that are going to be leaving the program after the season. Maybe some other guys as well. Maybe Jeremiah Byers or somebody like that also steps up and gets out of the program as well. Will go into the NFL or something to that nature. But I really think that this offensive line is really setting up to be an above average unit and even an elite unit pretty soon. I think they're more than serviceable. Alex Atkins done a tremendous job with developing that offensive line. And I definitely think that he understands the evaluations that are going on in the program in terms of recruiting and what he wants in his offensive linemen. But I think this is all kind of where it stands right now. The tackle room is not fantastic for this recruiting cycle, and the interior offensive linemen are starting to slip away a little bit from Florida State with two of their guys that are wanting to kind of get into the program and choosing USC. But I think Florida State's going to be definitely fine. I think Daniels could be making a decision pretty soon. I'm super excited to see if he ends up going to Florida State. But if you have any other questions, please let me know. I really appreciate all the love and support on my video so far. Be sure to hit the like button before you leave today as we've gone through and discussed Jonathan Daniels' recruitment, and hopefully he is able to choose the Seminoles in the near future. I really appreciate it as always, and go Noles.